Welcome to State Sports News. We have some breaking news right now for you from the footballing world. The Premier League is about to have a huge shake-up taking place ahead of the upcoming 2020-2021 season. Now, before we get going, we have been asked by our sponsors, the up-and-coming YouTube channel LS Plays FM, to make a quick announcement before our broadcast. And that is that if you enjoy this video here today, that you make sure to leave a like on the video, as it massively does help the channel out. And if you're looking forward to seeing any more of its upcoming FM21 content, that you make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you get notified when any new content on LS Plays FM gets dropped here on YouTube. Now back to our regular broadcasting, and the news coming out of Old Trafford today is that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who had a pretty decent season last year, has lost control of the Manchester United dressing room, and as a result the Glazers and Ed Woodward at Manchester United have decided to release him of his managerial duties at Manchester United. Now, we believed here at State Sports News that the talk was possibly either Pochettino or Allegri may be coming in to replace him. However, we have just been informed that a relatively unknown manager in Luke State has been appointed. It is a massive gamble from the Manchester United board to appoint what is a relatively unknown and inexperienced manager to take control of the club. Supposedly, he is a Manchester United fan since childhood and has had previous success while managing his local team, Maidstone United, in apparently a series that was called The Stones Rolling On Up. We here at State Sports News are not that aware of it, but apparently that is what he has done. Now, of course, since Fergie's retirement in 2013, the club is still without a Premier League title, and they have looked nowhere near getting near one since he has left the team. Could this completely unknown manager be the answer to Manchester United's prayers and finally give them back another league title? Will he even be able to help them compete on a European front as well? Only time will tell. Hold on. Apparently we're having some more breaking news right now, this instant. Apparently Luke State, the new boss, has just arrived for his first press conference at Old Trafford, and our camera crews are there on the scene, so we will pass over to them now. From all of us here at State Sports News here in the studio, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you again next time. Hello everyone, I am Luke State, of course. I am happy to take any questions that you may have. Hi there, it's Mike here from State Sports News. Now, of course, having arrived from Maidstone United, your local club, do you not think this step up will prove too much for you? Do you feel you'll be able to get a better response from these players now you're at the wheel and Ollie's not? Well, personally, I do not see the jump to be too much of a problem. I believe in what I can do here, and if any player at this squad doesn't want to be here or fancies causing a problem because of the fact they don't want to be here, then they can leave, to be totally honest. I have no issues with shipping out players that do not want to be a part of my plans. Oh, sorry there, guys. Sorry, bit of a cough I got there. Now, I hope that answered your questions, and also please never ever respond to me as being at the wheel ever again. That is a stupid phrase and it will not be allowed under my management. Thank you. Yes, it's you over there, yeah.
Hey, it's George here from Coal Miners Weekly in Yorkshire. Yorkshire! So, as far as everyone who follows football knows, Man Utd totally screwed up signing the Jadon Sancho. Will you be hoping to sort that out now?
Out of interest, are there many readers still of Coal Miners Weekly?
No, not really, no.
Ah, I see. Well, regardless, in terms of your question, yes, my hope is definitely to have a better showing than what happened previously under the previous regime. I can confirm that Ed Woodward has relieved himself of any control of transfers at long last. It's about time that finally happened, and he will be staying well clear of any involvement at the football club. I have got full control of transfers, contracts, everything like that. And if I'm totally honest in terms of transfers, my main goal for this window is most definitely to bring in at least a centre-back and maybe a right winger. We'll have to wait and see on that last one, but definitely a centre-back is my prime goal. Yep, you over there.
G'day mate, Hunter here from Sports Down Under. I was interested in what your hopes for the season were in the Premier League.
Thanks for the question, Hunter. Simply put, the first season I want to be comfortably getting back into the top 4. And I mean, if possible, if we can push for higher up table, then brilliant. But without doubt, we need to be getting to the top 4 and hopefully going for a domestic cup. If we can win either the FA Cup or the League Cup on top of reaching top 4, that will be my perfect first season. For the second season, then definitely we need to be aiming towards the top of the table. It's really a matter of time that we need to be getting ourselves back into that race. And the fact that Liverpool and City have been so far ahead, and as a Manchester United fan myself, it's not good enough. We're not used to seeing Manchester United being at level. They need to be higher. So definitely top 4 and then pushing on after the first season. Yes, you over there.
Buongiorno, my name is Antonio Margaretti from Settimanale Sportivo. Being an Italiano magazine, we were wondering what your hopes in Europe this season were.
Thanks, Antonio. Out of interest, did you just say you were Italian? Because you sounded a little bit more like you're Russian. But whatever, mate. I mean, who cares? Anyway, in terms of the European football and the Champions League, without doubt, we need to be getting out of the group stage this year. Whoever is in our group, we are Manchester United, we need to be getting past the group stage. And realistically, if we can get to, say, the quarters, that will be my aim for the first season. Definitely the second season we need to reach that stage, and by the third season we need to really be aiming for a push to the final, if not even winning it. Man, you haven't won the Champions League in absolutely ages, and we could do with having a run in that competition. If we were, for example, to fall into the Europa League this season, I wouldn't be too upset because I could then try and possibly aim to win it this year, but realistically we want to be getting past that group stage in the Champions League. Right guys, thank you very much for your questions. I hope that has answered everything that you wanted to know. That is unfortunately all that we have time for here today. I guess though I should go and get started as Manchester United manager. So I will see you again very shortly.
My retirement doesn't mean the end.
So then guys, welcome to LS Plays FM and to what is episode 1 of my Taming the Devils series with Manchester United in Football Manager 2021. I can't believe we're saying that, but we are finally here. The beta has been released. It's quite late already here in the UK, and I am so excited to get going with FM21. So let's get straight into it, and I'll run you through both the team, who's going to be staying, who's going to be going, that type of stuff. So here we are on FM21. You can see I have just been hired. Ollie is gone. He's out the window. The wheel is no longer being controlled by him. And that phrase, as I said in my press conference, is now banned from being used by the Manchester United fans. Speaking of the press conference and also with State Sports News, I hope you enjoyed our little sketches at the beginning. They're a good bit of fun I found to actually kind of do, and I apologise for any of the god-awful accents that I put on. I hope I didn't offend anyone. I hope you found them funny and so on. I'm terrible with accents. And you may see a few more things like that kind of throughout the series. We'll have to wait and see. Depends if I feel they're needed or necessary and so on, but we will wait and see. So, of course, we are here with Man U. I'm now on my 100 grand a week contract, which would be oh so lovely if only that was real. But we are on quite a lot of money. The board seem to have a lot of faith in me here at the club. As I said in the press conferencey bit beforehand, looking to probably be here for at least 3 years to see if we can win ourselves a Champions League or a Premier League and get Man U back to levels they were at under Alex Ferguson. Of course, in previous seasons, the team has been very poor, especially the current season in real life, where it looks like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in the current times anyway, could well be getting a sack as well. So this could all be very well timed into what happens in real life. We'll have to kind of see what happens over the next few weeks. Still though, we are here, of course, with Man U, so I'm going to quickly go through with you the club vision and expectations so you know what the board and so on are expecting from us here at the club. So they want us to be playing attacking football, which I fully agree with as a Man U fan, and having obviously gone through the Sir Alex Ferguson era, I'm used to seeing that, so I fully agree with that's what we should be doing. They're expecting us to develop players using the club's youth system, which again I agree with 100%. They want us to be signing young players, again happy to do that. Sign high reputation players, we'll wait and see with that. I'm not too fussed either way, if we do or not. If we do, then great, otherwise I'm not too fussed. They want us to sign English players, which again I do agree with, play entertaining football, and to sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. So again, most of those I do agree with, the exception being the high reputation players, but we'll wait and see with that. Now, in terms of what the board actually want from us this season, I'm a little bit surprised because they're a little bit low in terms of what I was actually expecting and what I actually said in my press conference. So the board only want us to get to the first round of the Champions League, which is very doable, and I would be quite disappointed if we didn't manage that. They want us to qualify for the Europa League, or the Euro Cup as it's going to be called during this stage, because I haven't got the real name fixed because it's obviously not out yet because the beta's only just come out. So I found that quite surprising because personally I would want us to be getting in the top 4. We managed it last season and we should be pushing on, otherwise what's the point? So if we go into the Europa League I will be quite disappointed, but at least the board hopefully won't sack me in the first season if we do underperform and fall into the Europa League. In terms of the cups, they don't give a damn about the Carabao Cup, which is very much fair enough. I don't think many people do. And the FA Cup, they want us to reach a semi-final, which, to be honest, I would rather be pushing to actually win that, but that would be my minimum goal as well. So the board actually are being quite reasonable, which is very surprising considering the fact it's Ed Woodward and the Glaziers. But that is what they've asked from us, and I am very happy to agree with that. So I'm going to accept that vision from them. Now, if we go to our tactics, you'll see I have some players already assigned to some roles and so on. I picked a couple of ideas for some tactics we may use. I'm not 100% set on them, but I am pretty confident they will probably be what we use. The first is a 4-3-3, a very standard formation, but quite a fast possession-based tactic, one that I think Man U probably should try and play in real life. Really, I know obviously we have very pacey players and likes of Martial, Greenwood, Rashford, etc. But I think personally it would make sense if we played a tactic like this. We will have to wait and see if it works in game, but essentially the point of it is, if I show you the details of it, it's going to be some short passing but relatively quick. It's going to be expressive play. We're going to look to focus down the middle of the park and so on, and we're going to look to especially use the ability of Tellez down the left. I think Tellez in this team and in this tactic could be very, very vital in this 4-3-3 that I want us to try and use. At the moment, I'm intending to keep Pogba in my side, but he's unhappy because of course he is, he's Paul Pogba. So we will wait and see on that. I also do have another tactic planned, and if you saw my previous series, the Stones Rolling Up with Manchester United and FM20, I've got a 5 at the back formation, which I have become a bit of a lover of after having so much success for it in FM20, my 5 at the back. And it's a 5-2-1-2, so it's a bit more defensive, a bit more counter-attacking base, so possibly for using it in the Champions League and up against the quote-unquote bigger sides, the Liverpools and Man Cities, where it's going to be very tough games. So we will wait and see. I definitely want to get another centre-back in. As I mentioned in my press conference before this bit of the video, I desperately want another centre-back. I'm not keen on Harry Maguire. I really am not. He will not be being captain. It's mind noting. I'm going to strip him of that. I don't care if it annoys players. I don't want Harry Maguire as captain. But definitely we're going to want a centre-back. I'm probably going to look for a right winger as well. We'll wait and see. And obviously if Pogba moves on, we'll look to replace him as well. Realistically, of course, the best players at Manchester United are Bruno Fernandes, without a doubt. He's fantastic, and we're going to be looking to really utilise him. I'm hoping attacking midfielders and so on actually work this year, because obviously previous years attacking midfielders have been pretty useless. So I'm hoping they will work. And also I'm hoping we can get the best out of Greenwood and Rashford. Greenwood has had a massive upgrade. He looks fantastic in the game. And with the right kind of development and so on, he could become just astonishing, which could happen in real life as well. It really depends. And of course, as I say, Rashford as well. Very good player, very good left winger. Can really do a job on that side. So realistically, that's how we're going to be playing. Of course, we have Cavani as well, who gives us something different up front, which when he first arrived, I wasn't massively keen on that signing, but kind of as he's played a few more games for us in real life, I actually quite like the fact he's here. Gives us a completely different dynamic, and he will offer that to us in our Manchester United team here as well. So that's kind of the main brunt of how we're going to be playing those two different styles of tactics. Of course, as well, guys, it's not just the tactics I'm going to show you. I'm going to also show you the dynamics of the squad, because in terms of what is going on at the squad, of course, you can see here, there's a lot of problems that I need to try and overcome. In terms of support, the team does not support me at all. The club atmosphere isn't great, and the team cohesion isn't great either. So I've got a bit of a job on my hands, as I imagine is the case for Solskjaer in real life. So it's going to be tough, but I'm hoping I can turn the lads around, and any problem makers, aka probably Pogba, can be shipped out. But we'll have to wait and see on that. What I am going to do though is I'm going to hold a team meeting, and I'm going to highlight and also kind of see for myself one of the brand new features of FM21. So of course there's all the new kind of team talk and the new press conferences and all that type of stuff. So let's have a look at this team meeting and see how it goes. So I'm going to start off by being positive because I want us to kind of make a good introduction to the squad. So I'm going to say I wanted to take the opportunity to introduce myself to you as the new Manchester United manager. So most of them seem pretty happy about it. Harry Maguire even seems agreeable, so that's good. So let's have a look. How do I want to respond to them? Well, one thing I am going to say is I'm going to make a lot of changes to the backroom team because I am actually going to do that. So no one really seems that fussed by it, so not a brilliant start. Of course, we have some gestures here as well, so let's use some of these gestures. So I'm going to say, well, I am going to be making changes in the defence. So I'm going to say that. I'm going to try and say that, raise my hands. Let's see how this goes. I don't know how it's going to go. We're going to be completely kind of guessing here. I'm going to say I'm trying to strengthen the defence. So, oh dear. They weren't very happy with that, were they? But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's what I want to do. So maybe not the best start. Oh dear, oh dear. So, I mean, that's at least a promise I want to be making. And I'm going to say no more now. I'm going to say that's enough promises for now. So most of them, a couple of them seem encouraged. De Gea seems encouraged anyway. That's a good sign. So of course, so now we've got to say about what we want to convince them on, what we're going to be trying to do for the season. And of course, the board expects us to get Europa League, but I want us to do better. So I'm going to try and convince them that we're going to get Champions League football. So let's see how it goes. They all seem very pleased. They all like that, which is good. That is very, very good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the outstretched arms one. And let's be positive. So that's exactly the sort of reaction I was after. So they all seem very pleased and satisfied with that. So that is very good. Now they're also asking about what our expectations in the Champions League are. So this is actually new because I don't think we've ever been able to give opinions on how we're going to do with the squad in the Champions League. So I'm going to do pump fists and let's try and convince them that we're going to try and aim to reach the last stage of the competition because I think that would be a good thing to try and do because at the end of the day I want us to be getting to at least the last 16 or the quarterfinals realistically. So let's say that. And they seem satisfied with that at least. So what I'll do, I'll just say that's exactly the sort of reaction I was after. I'm not going to make a gesture for it, and they seem pretty happy with it. With the FA Cup, I mean, I have said that semi-final I would like to get better then. So let's say that we're going to try and reach the final, and again, no one was really that fussed. So I'll just do outstretched arms and say it's exactly the sort of reaction I'm after. And they seem pretty happy with that, to be honest. Most of the players seem either satisfied or pleased. So I'd say that went quite well because in fact I managed to annoy everyone by saying I want to improve the defence. But I think I turned it around at least. So this is kind of our feedback. So apparently everyone has done pretty well. A lot of people have actually improved their morale from it, which is very good. And even saying that, the dressing room atmosphere has shot up. So I've actually done a good job. Yes! Oh, that's a good sign at least. But it does mean, though, that I need to actually improve the coaching because I have said I'm going to do that. So I need to actually make sure that I now do that. So let's leave the meeting and we are now back here on our dynamic screen. Overall, though, guys, I think that just about wraps up this episode for us. And I am really chuffed with kind of how that introduction's gone. We've actually managed to get some players on our side at least. In terms of what we're going to come back for next episode, it's going to be our very first game of the season and of course any transfers that we may have made. I believe our first game of the season is away at Crystal Palace, so that is what we'll be kicking off next episode with. So hopefully you guys will all be looking forward to seeing our first match in FM21. I am really excited for it. It's worth noting, guys, of course, this is coming out on the Wednesday at 2 p.m. And so next episode, episode 2, will be out today as well at 6 p.m. I'll be doing a double upload day. So you'll be able to see exactly what happens in that first game of the season today as well. So hopefully, guys, you have enjoyed this video here today. If you have, please do chuck a like on it. It really does help the channel out. And also, guys, if you're looking forward to seeing any more of my FM21 content, such as the Taming the Devils series here with Manchester United, or any of my FM21 experiments, I have a couple planned. One I'm hoping to be coming out within the very first week of the beta. Then do hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you'll get notified when any of my content here on YouTube goes live. It's also worth noting, guys, as well, if you like Twitch as well, I'm going to be making a series over on Twitch, which will be starting up hopefully tonight. And there'll be a link to it down in the description below. So if you want to go and give me a follow over there, you'll be notified when I go live on Twitch as well. But guys, thank you very much for watching. I will see you again next time.